Sometimes life is a mess and you just have to kind of roll with it. And sometimes that mess is entirely self caused and you have to roll with it even more. Because not only do you have to deal with the mess that you've caused, but you have to figure out how to get yourself out of it. And that's sort of where um, I've been living for the last maybe couple weeks. So you can probably see out the window here behind me, I am at a lake, and it's pretty fun. What's not fun is the fact that over the last 3 weeks, I've had um, a book due, and I was behind on it. And so I was sort of betting on my ability to write really, really fast to dig myself out of this hole. And I won that bet, which I am sort of astonished about, honestly. If I can be real, I didn't anticipate that I would actually be able to do it. And so, um, yeah, it was good that I was able to do it, that I was able to get myself out of this, this hole that I had put myself in. But I want to talk a little bit about how I did it and just give you just a sort of general update. I'm going to do a full video on the method I used because I think a lot of people would probably benefit from it. But I wanted to give just sort of a general update. Um, I have a couple books coming out soon. Battlemage Farmer 6 is coming out, and it's awesome. It's really good. The ending was just like perfect. It hit in a way for me as a storyteller that I didn't anticipate. And then I was incredibly encouraged to find out that other people felt the same way. Other people were like, oh, this actually is really good. It's not, it doesn't feel rushed. It just feels like it ends in a really nice spot. Along with that comes the question of whether I'm going to be doing Battlemage Farmer 7, 8, and 9. And the answer to that is yes. I've officially signed the contract for 7, 8, and 9, which means we're going to be getting 3 more Battlemage Farmer books. That will be it, though. I'm not going to do any more stories about John and Ellie, though Battlemage Farmer 6 brought up an interesting spin-off idea, and I'm curious to see if people can spot it. I don't know that I'll do a spin-off of Battlemage Farmer, but it brought up a really interesting opportunity for a story that I think could be really exciting. And I'm curious, like I said, to see if people pick up on which one it is. So along with that, I have after Battlemage Farmer 6 comes out in August. This is August. Battlemage Farmer 6 is going to be coming out on August 21st or 22nd or something like that. I should really know these things. I have a new series coming out in September that I'm very excited about. Very excited about. It's called Dreamer's Throne. You've probably seen little bits and pieces floating around about it, but I think it's going to be, I think it's one of my best series. The books that I'm writing are a different kind of storytelling for me, but I think that they are awesome. Now, as the writer, I'm, clearly biased about all of that, but I do think that people are receiving it well. And in fact, you can read them on Patreon right now. I'm halfway through book 3, which means that we should get a pretty rapid release for the first 3 books at least. We'll see if I continue it after. I'm sort of in this position where it's like, well, let me see how book 1 does before I decide whether I'm going to move into, books 4 plus. One of the interesting decisions that a writer always has to make, especially in the indie world or in the indie adjacent world like I am, is do I write a story that I like but isn't selling really well? And unfortunately, there's a bit of a economic component that makes that decision for us, where if I have a series that's just not performing very well, it doesn't make sense for my publisher or for whoever's doing the audio. It doesn't make sense to continue it. And I can understand that. Now, the Titan series and the Tower series, which are just like, that's my jam. I love those stories. I'm going to write those until I'm old and gray. So expect 90 more of those books. What else is happening? Yeah, not a whole lot. Oh, I have another series called Soul Caller, and I finished the first one and I sent it out, and people seem to really like it. I have a beta reading group, and if you're interested, I know I've plugged my Discord before, so if you're interested in Discord and like interacting with me, come and join. Other life updates. I'm going to be going to Dragon Con, so if you're in the Atlanta region or if you're going to be going to Dragon Con, come and stop by. There's an Athon booth, and I'll be there and I'll be signing books, and I'd love to meet you guys. So come on to that. Other than that, I really plan this fall on just sort of hunkering down and getting as many books knocked out as I possibly can. And like I said, I have a new system that I've been using, a new method for writing that has been working tremendously, and that is dictation. And I have been dictating and then editing, and I've been able to almost triple my output, which is pretty significant. If you know anything about me, you know that I write pretty quickly. So to triple my output has just been awesome. So, case in point, I got myself in a little bit of trouble because I'm bad at scheduling. I can write stories, but I can't schedule. And that was proven true because I decided I went on vacation, a vacation I've scheduled for, I've had scheduled since the beginning of the year, since January. And I was like, I'm going to go on this vacation. I'm going to enjoy time with my family. It's going to be great. And then I went on vacation and I realized, for a whole bunch of reasons, some of them outside of my control, but some of them in my control, that I had a book due. And I had a week and a half to do it. But because I've been able to increase my productivity so drastically with dictation, I was able to write a book in about 6 days, a week. Do I want to repeat the experience? I'm not sure. There was something I really liked about it, something about being so completely enmeshed in the story, so just like enveloped in it. It's like I was living through it with the characters in some ways, because it's all I thought about for like an entire week. But at the same time, it was really hard on my family. It was really hard on me creatively. It was a draining experience. And my writing typically isn't like that. It's typically not draining, and it's generally not hard on my family. And so I don't know that I want to trade sort of the way I've been doing it for increased production, because really, I'm not sure that the trade-off is worth it. Like I said, we'll find out. But it might be. And so I'm going to continue exploring it, continue, sort of figuring it out. Well, we just got out of the lake. It is now raining. It was raining, and then we had a brief window of some sunny hours, and so we jumped in the lake, and then we have gotten out, and it started raining again. So I'm going to go hang out with my wife and hang out with my kids, and yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I hope this update finds you well, and I will talk to you later.